Yeah, it's pro wrestling summer. You already know what it is. Knowledge?
Tatum.
How you doing, bro?
Living the dream, brother.
Happy Saturday morning, motherfucker.
Nice and bright and early, although we don't record this on Saturday morning.
Yes,
but that's okay.
We record this on Friday just prior to SmackDown, so if you're looking for SmackDown news, listen to the Pro Wrestling 300 SmackDown review in under 5 minutes.
And don't hold us responsible for anything that was on there, especially since it seems like Triple H is going to actually be booking SmackDown and not have it changed 17 different times throughout the show. Hopefully.
Oh, is that?
I know that's what's coming through the grapevine.
Yeah.
Vince back in the reins doing his best Mario impression with that mustache. I guess because that's coming out this week. So
I looked at a picture of him, right? And I initially thought Gomez Adams.
Yes.
Okay. And then I looked a little bit harder at the picture, and I realized that it's not Gomez Adams that I'm seeing. It's the guy from Pee-wee's Big Adventure in the bar, the biker guy when he plays tequila and he dances on the bar.
Oh my God.
It's that guy with the mustache. Are you talking to the Satan's helpers?
What an obscure reference.
It's exactly what he looks like,
God.
dude. It's exactly what he looks like.
It's just amazing. He comes back with the jet black hair and everything for the sale. It's
Bro, the eyebrows is what freaked me out. Yeah. He had like feathered eyebrows. It was fucking very strange.
Very strange. It's been a very strange week for WWE.
Yeah, we're going to talk about the WWE sale later on today, though, in the Pro Wrestling Summit Clips. And that's dropping at noon Eastern Standard Time.
So be ready.
Be ready. Be ready. Stay ready. Always ready.
Make sure you hit the reminders and just subscribe to always stay updated with all of our videos.
Yeah, don't miss a fucking thing, would you please? Anyway, so WWE. Okay, so Vince came back on Monday. Okay, after a very lackluster night 2 of WrestleMania.
But night 1 was so great.
Excellent.
I can't say enough good things about night 1, and I'm really glad that they held the tag team championships for the main event, even though I do think Rhea deserved that spot. I don't think that she would have been able to capitalize after that high.
You cannot. There is absolutely no possible way that you should end both nights with heel wins. And here's why. Okay? You want to send the crowd home happy, okay? And now that I've had a minute to let this breathe, okay? I've had a week to let this breathe, and I've come up with some assumptions, all right? The assumption that I have come up with is that they put all the really good booked shit on night 1, and they knew people were going to tune in for night 2 anyway. And they just really kind of fucking mailed it in. Mm-hmm. Like they, not saying that they didn't care, but they knew that the sale was coming. They knew that they were announcing all this news. So a lack of debut, a lack of all this stuff, and rewriting the show on Monday is where the whole shit falls apart for me. I didn't like what they did on night 2. I thought that they could have mixed up the matches a little bit better. So that way night 2 had some star power on it. Not saying that any of the people who wrestled on night 2 are lack of star power, but the matches were not as hotly contested. It was not like a fucking a show that you're like, holy shit, man, they fucking really did something crazy here.
Yeah, I really feel like that Edge match could have gone to night 1.
I wish that they just did that on Raw.
Yeah,
I'm a demon. Hold on, bro. Let me fix your head.
Yeah.
Don't bleed out, bro. It's a head injury. Come on, man. Like, listen, I understand that his head looked like a vajayjay, but that's not the point.
I'm Brood Edge. Look at me with my mirror head. And then, I'm gonna be rated R superstar Edge. I'm all Edge. I'm all Edge all the time. And then we're gonna use our own color-coded weapons. I just don't, and then not leave the cage, not leave the Hell in a Cell.
Also, no Gangrel during his entrance.
No Gangrel.
As suspected.
Right. I assume they just want to be done with Gangrel. I assume they just want to.
And Christian is not coming back because he was on AEW with Lucha Dick.
And this Sale and McMahon's.
Oh yeah, dude! Everyone's gonna bounce.
Yeah,
they are gonna fucking either stay put or they're trying to leave.
But the fact that they didn't even break out of the cell. I mean, Shane McMahon jumped off the cell on the Undertaker. So.
Well, I mean, don't you think though that once his head got opened up like a ripe melon, that it was, they probably had to throw a lot of shit out.
I don't think they would have left the cage, though. I
you think that they were just going to stay in the cage the entire time? You think that was the plan?
Seeing the match the way that it played out, even with the injury, I don't think that they were... They didn't really do any big spots hitting the cage or anything like that. Finn dragged Edge's face on the cage, but that was really it. They didn't really slam themselves into the cage, show any sort of urgency to break out of it and to climb on top of it. It really seemed like they were going to keep all of the match in the ring, which is just odd to have a
What's
Hell in a Cell.
What's the point in the Hell in the Cell then?
Right. It makes no sense. You could do a Falls Count Anywhere match. You could do
steel cage. Just do a steel cage.
Yeah, there's no.
If
reason
you're gonna
for
stay in the ring, just do a steel cage.
I mean, it's WrestleMania, so we have to do a cell, not a cage. I don't know. It just doesn't make much sense.
I mean, some of the booking decisions on night 2 clearly are questionable.
And I just want to one more thing with that.
Oh, sure.
You also have Judgment Day, and Damian Priest did nothing the entire show. He could have easily gone down and opened the cage for you. There's just so many different ways they could have done it. It just doesn't make sense. It aggravated me with color-coded weapons.
But he's a demon.
I know, he's a demon. He could just do anything. Why not just, appear on top of the cage?
I mean, that would have been fucking cool. Some levitation trick through the cage or something. That would have been fucking dope.
Would have been pretty cool.
Yeah, I mean, I think that everyone really is upset with the result of the end of night 2.
Yeah. I was very upset with the result myself.
There's too much fuckery, man. It's just too much fuckery involved in the match, and it ruins the whole aesthetic of the thing because Roman or Cody look no better. That Samoan spike looked worth a shit. Mm-hmm. It looked like shit. And Cody sold it like he fucking got smoked.
And whenever Roman does that thing where he runs off the ropes twice to do the spear, it just looks ridiculous every time.
Why wouldn't you just run directly at the motherfucker and just blow through him?
What did you do? You built up more speed by bouncing off the ropes like that? I don't know. He did it when he was facing off against the Undertaker too. He did the same thing.
Let me ask you a question. If I was in a real fight in a ring, how many times do you think that I would purposefully run into the ropes to get more speed to try to hurt somebody?
Oh, never once. Would you?
Not one time.
Never once.
Because in a real fight, what are you gonna do?
Right.
You're supposed to run at the motherfucker, tackle him. Yep. I mean, literally blow through him.
Yeah.
And that's it. It could have been great.
They had that match was fantastic.
Up until the fuckery.
Even with the fuckery, the
initial fuckery.
The solo fuckery.
The initial fuckery.
I thought the initial fuckery was actually fine.
Fine. And he gets tossed. See you later.
Well, even the Usos coming out and having their part, and then Sammy and Kevin chasing them off. They both had an opportunity to capitalize on it. Neither one did. It's basically a restart at that point. Mm-hmm. So that was fine.
Ooh, so you would have had him. You would have had him kick out of after the stunner haluva kick crossroads. You would have had Roman still kick out.
I listen. I'm not saying that I liked I would have had the Usos and Sammy and Kevin not be a participant in it at all because you can always rule it as 2 beat up from night 1.
Yeah.
But if you're gonna do it, at least let it be a restart after that. Don't let it be the finish to that match.
I like the idea of the haluva kick to Roman because of the pop. It got a fucking raucous pop. Mm-hmm. And the fans were right there. They were step for step with those guys, right in tune with them, and they had them. Mm-hmm. And then they just pulled it out from underneath. Dude, it was this has been like a 6 month edging job, and there's no payoff, no wrestling nut to be lost.
No, it doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense to me because this was clearly the time to capitalize on Cody. This really feels like a last minute wanting to get Roman to 1,000 days as champion type of move. And they're going to try to, like Paul Heyman did his best work this week on different podcasts saying, well, if Cody wins the championship, where does he go from there? Well, he goes fucking anywhere from there. Anywhere you want him to go from there. That's where he goes.
So many fucking people to work with.
Right. Who does Roman fight now? And
yeah, because, I mean, he's pretty much teamed with Brock at this point. I mean, Brock and him are a team. It's all going to be through Heyman that this happened.
So,
which is great. I'm okay with that. But again,
so now Cody has to climb the mountain again. He has to go through Brock now to get to Roman.
I have zero interest in seeing those matches. I'll be perfectly honest with Roman and Brock. I don't have any interest in seeing those matches.
Yeah, no, and I thought it was pretty cool the opening to Raw to have Brock come out and say, I'll stand by you, whatever. That made sense to me, just because he's so.
He hates Roman so much.
He hates Roman. He's pissed off at Paul, and he just wants to fight.
And he's such a big baby face right now. Like, why would you turn him?
How does that not translate into Cody versus Roman 2 and Solo versus Brock? How does that not translate into that? Instead, you have Brock, who was a huge babyface, Cody, who's a huge babyface. You have Brock turn on Cody. For what purpose?
It doesn't make a lot of sense because Cowboy Brock, people love.
People have popped for Brock more
now.
Than
100%, dude. Heel Brock is great. I like heel Brock because he's an asshole. Mm-hmm. But the matches blow because he's a heel. He understands that his job is to go out there and fucking throw people around. And when you do that with people, it lessens their credibility. Regardless of what anyone is going to fucking say in the wrestling business, it lessens your fucking credibility when he's just fucking tossing you over his head, willy-nilly. And it's like, hey, it's on you to fucking take your own bump. Like, I'm just fucking throwing you in the air and, like, you land where you land, player.
There's only one person that gets over with that, and that's Brock. That's it. He's the only one that looks good from that.
Well, not only that, but I mean, you get in the ring with that guy. Like, what are you gonna do?
Look what he's done to Randy.
He's gonna do what he wants to do.
Look what he's done to Randy. Look what he's done to Braun.
I mean, Roman.
Yeah, Roman.
He fucking threw Roman around.
Taker, he concussed him severely in that match when he took his.
Rey Mysterio, Zach Gowen. Yeah. I mean, we can just fucking go. I mean, we can go down the line of fucking guys.
Even Kurt, like all of them. All of them. It's just...
man.
It's a shame. It doesn't... It doesn't make sense for Cody to even continue it at that point.
Well, here's the thing. Like, what is the story now? Like, okay, that story with Roman is... that eventually is going to come back to pass at some point. But where? At, like, a lackluster pay-per-view?
Do you wait
a whole nother year
for WrestleMania? Does that mean that Cody has to win the Rumble again 2 years in a row?
Oh, God.
That
doesn't make any fucking sense.
Because that's what has to happen.
I mean, the Rumble should be... Whoever wins the Rumble, it should be the next guy.
Yeah.
It should be the next guy to challenge for the title. He just won the Rumble. Like... Cody winning the Rumble this year, fine. I wouldn't have had him come out 30. That was fucking stupid.
I agree with you.
That was stupid. I would have had him fight his way from underneath, from like 12, 15, and fight his way through some adversity, show people that he's back, and he wins the whole fucking thing.
I would absolutely like maximum 20. You're out by 20.
Oh, my God, yeah. I mean, absolute maximum. But, and then, Gunther is essentially the next guy up. I mean, he proved at WrestleMania weekend that he is as good as people think he is.
The match was fantastic. It was hard-nosed, hard-hitting, different than
hard nosed.
But you know,
that's a fucking understatement.
It is.
Those guys beat the fuck out of each other.
And all I'm trying to say with that, like, it was different from any other match on the card.
Oh yeah, nobody else had a fucking match. Oh, who else is gonna have a match like that?
No, but he's not going to challenge Roman for the title.
Nope.
He would have been a perfect candidate for Cody's first opponent.
Oh, those matches would have been fucking...
And they can do a series of matches with those two and have it be incredible. Mm-hmm. You know?
Yeah, there is a lot of opportunity there. More opportunity for Cody to work with people than Roman, for sure. I mean, the list of people to work with Roman is so small because he's beaten everybody.
He's beaten everybody.
Who else is there? Who? That's what he should do. He should just come out and say, I have beaten the fuck out of everybody. There is no one left. Fuck you, you're kind of cool, I'm fucking out. I'm the champion until you get somebody ready to fucking wrestle me for the Universal Heavyweight Championship, Undisputed Universal Heavyweight Championship. Great, okay, fair enough. So he's gone, and then you name new Raw and new SmackDown champions.
Yeah.
Title champions.
He does not need the championships anymore.
He's proven everything that he could possibly prove. What else is there? I can't think of not one fucking thing that he hasn't done or hasn't like eclipsed except for that 1,000 days.
And once he gets that, what do? You take the titles off of him then?
Yeah, but what's Cody going to win at Backlash?
Yeah,
what the fuck are we doing?
It's terrible.
That's not a moment.
No. It makes you scratch your head. You could have had some debuts that, you know, have Randy come back as a face and have him challenge Roman.
They're saying he's not even close to ready though.
Which it makes sense that he wouldn't come back if he's not ready. You had
Matt Riddle come back with some trunks on,
which is strange, and wrestle the Miz, or you know, at least beat up the Miz. Great, you know.
Yeah, but why couldn't old Bobby Lashley get a fucking match on the show? How about an LA Knight match? How about a Bray Wyatt match? Like,
considering, you know, Bray Wyatt told Lashley to
I'll see you at
run,
WrestleMania.
You know, and then also during the Andre the Giant tournament on last week's SmackDown, LA Knight was like getting way over compared. Well, obviously they were in LA, but compared to Lashley, and they clearly wanted an LA Knight Lashley match. And then Lashley came out with his trophy and started walking to the ring, and they went to a commercial break during.
He's standing on the ramp, awkwardly trying to lift that fucking trophy over his head. Now, Bobby Lashley is a giant human being.
That is a big statue.
That's a fucking giant statue.
Yeah.
So he puts the statue down and he starts to walk towards the ring, and I'm like, oh man, we're going to get a little fucking impromptu thing here. And then they're like, yeah, we'll be right back from TurboTax. And I'm like, what the fuck is going on? Fucking TurboTax?
I'm telling you, I started to see him walk down, and I'm like, man, it's really too bright for Bray Wyatt to come out right now. Like, you would think they would have closed the dome or something. It's crazy. But, all right, let's do it. Let's get what happened?
It's over?
Where'd everything go? Oh, okay. He's going to walk down the ring. They're going to come back. They didn't come back. They didn't come back to Bobby. Where did Bobby go?
Bobby just disappeared.
He disappeared. Maybe Bray took him. Maybe that's what it was. Bray took him during the TurboTax commercial. Bray took him.
Tax
day's coming for you, Bobby. His dad was IRS,
Uncle Howdy is really Uncle Sam. I want you. It begs a question though. Like, what was the plan? I would be curious to just hear, like, if there was a plan to have him do something.
Who, Bobby?
Yeah.
And then just cut it? I mean, they seem
Why?
Like they were filling so much time, you know? Especially when they had, you know, that whole debacle with Shane. They had to fill some time, so, you know.
Moon's over my hammy?
Yeah. Oh my god.
Oh, listen, I'm just gonna say that fucking IHOP is not a sponsor of our, or is that what is that? That's Denny's, I think. Moons over my hammy. Yeah, Moons over my hammy is Denny's, I believe, and Denny's. We are not sponsored by Denny's, but we would be open to it.
And Shane was not sponsored by IHOP because he got destroyed.
I don't think he watched the Air movie preview or anything.
I do have to say, it's really good, though, that he did come out, because everybody wanted him to be there, clearly. Everybody was super excited for Shane. They couldn't wait for a Shane return. They were like, man, I really hope he comes back at WrestleMania to wrestle The Miz for some reason. And then he fucked up his hamstring. So good for you, Shane.
And then Snoop Dogg, the most professional motherfucker in the world, was like, oh, bro, I got you. Don't even worry about it. I'm all over it.
You got to sign that. You got to sign Snoop Dogg immediately. You have to. What a great improvisational moment for Snoop to come in, punch Miz in the face. And clearly they probably told him, hey, just go in there and punch him. Do it. Just go in there and do it. This is
Miz will sell it. He doesn't give a fuck.
He will. And punched him twice. Did a little, Snoop elbow. And, 1, 2, 3 for the win, even though that wasn't the match. Technically, it should have been a disqualification, but that's okay. Miz technically should have won that match.
I mean, Freebird rules.
Yeah, sure.
Whatever.
It is what it is, but it was bad.
Maybe, it was bad. It was all bad.
Maybe Vince really wanted his son to have one last moment before he sold his company. But
that's who his real kid is now. I feel
Johnny Boy.
Yeah, I think old John is his new child.
Well, he didn't have him win the U.S. title, so.
Well, how? The guy's in fucking Hollywood. What is he gonna do?
We both said that. We both called that one. You can't have John Cena win it, and good on them to just have it early and be done with it. Just don't let it, fester. Don't give it a main event slot. Austin Theory needed to win. Did you see Austin Theory lick his ear as he bit it? That was really strange to me. Licks his ear, full on licks his ear before he bites down on it. Some people are into that, so, to each their own.
I mean, listen, if I was ever in a situation where I had a millionaire and or a multi-millionaire in a headlock, I might want some of their DNA too. I might fucking try to get a little wax in my mouth or something, bro. Send it back to the laboratory, fucking do something, man.
And I think, again, like we said last week, no one came out better in that. No one came out the better of that match. Austin Theory did not come out looking any better.
The match was good.
I
didn't. Believe me, I didn't think that it was gonna be good. After seeing John the last time yelling spots across the ring, wait, now, like a typical
action.
Like a typical Hollywood guy, running the show, and. Hey, man, listen, John has been there, done that. He knows better than anybody exactly what he needs to do to get the most out of very little.
Mm-hmm. So who do you think Vince would, because he's clearly booking now, who do you think he would want to take the title off of Roman?
Almost.
Oh, my God.
I say that jokingly, but I'm not really joking.
No, it's possible. You could have Omos as your champion.
He's a giant!
Just look at him.
Look at the size of him.
He's so tall. Oh, my God.
He must shit Brock Lesnar.
He said he liked my mustache.
But Jesus Christ.
But no, I think that he might want Roman to hold the title to WrestleMania again, and maybe have a major return to challenge him for his tribal chief status.
Why?
Because he loves The Rock. It's going to be The Rock and Roman. That's what they wanted this year. They didn't get it. Vince said, hey, we're going to sell the company. I'm going to book again, so we're going to hold off for another year. Give him the 1,000 days plus. Have The Rock take it off of him for no reason.
Dude, if The Rock wins the fucking the title. I already have like anxiety, like even thinking about what that type of world would look like with The Rock being the champion.
The undisputed.
Yeah, dude, it would be
universal.
So bad. It would be so... He should just come out the next night on Raw and be like, fuck these titles, I'm going back to Hollywood, I'm so sorry, the match was worth a shit, and I really apologize. I'm just going to leave these here, you guys can have a tournament to determine the new fucking title holders, and peace the fuck out, I'm gone. I saved you from Roman.
Yep. And that's it. And then just be done with it.
Then Cody comes out, runs in the ring, jumps in,
grabs both titles and runs.
Blows both of his quads on the way in, grabs the titles, and then tries to swim out of the ring.
They're for my dad! I did it, Dad! I'm holding the titles!
Oh, man. So many questions.
It's just as plausible to me as almost. And the sad thing is, I'm not even kidding. They're both very plausible to me. I can't imagine a world where Roman leaves this year with those titles still. How do you keep this going?
I mean, he's beaten everybody. How can you not keep it going? That's a better question. How do you not keep it going? Who right now would be able to challenge for his title? There's one guy.
You had
two guys. Well, there were two guys, but there's only one guy now, and it's Gunther. And you can't fucking put him in the ring with Roman because he's gonna expose Roman in 30 seconds that Roman is not prepared for what fucking Gunther is offering.
But also, good luck turning one of them face. Who's the face in that match?
I don't think that matters with Roman anymore, and I think that's pretty evident. I mean, he's wrestled heels, faces, tweeners, fucking everybody in between.
Well, it's true. He has wrestled literally everybody. So I mean,
it doesn't matter. Face heel does not matter with that.
Yeah. I just can't. I can't see Roman leaving this, but I mean, you had three plausible people recently that could have taken it with KO, Sammy, and Cody, and to me, you buried all three of them. And now KO and Sammy are stuck with the tag titles. Cody, I don't know how he comes back from this, but they're gonna do their best.
He's gonna go back to AEW.
Oh God! Well, who doesn't go back to AEW at this point?
I think that there's gonna be a lot more guys jumping ship, man. If Vince stays and this shit continues, I think people are just... And listen, they're going to release people anyway, so, I don't think it's a big deal that people are going to ask for their release. I don't think that's going to be,
Everyone that H brought back, bye-bye. You're all gone again.
The people who haven't done shit, why... Top Dollar? Fuck you, bro. Get the fuck out of here. Bronson Reed, he's probably going to stay. He's a big, beefy boy, and... he'll probably do some shit. Vince likes guys like that.
I can see Bray getting his papers. I can see Braun getting his papers.
Again, would not surprise me in the least.
It's
Bray's going to be working at fucking Bass Pro Shop or something.
Yeah, I was going to say maybe an In-N-Out. He's definitely not going to be around wrestling after this.
It's too bad, man. It's too bad. It's really a goddamn shame because it's just so much talent wasted.
Oh, he's gonna be one of those guys that they're gonna look back at years from now and say he was ahead of his time.
Yeah, true that. Like Piper.
Yeah.
People didn't realize the genius of Piper until after Piper was done wrestling.
Yeah.
He came back for a short run here and there.
But way past his prime.
Yeah, way past his prime. He was fat. It was terrible. Make sure that you reach out to us on Instagram at Pro Wrestling Summit. You can also hit us up on Twitter at PW Summit because Twitter's fucking assholes and they don't let you have long-ass character names. But anyway, make sure that you fucking reach out to us. Like, share, subscribe, comment. Fucking Danny would love to hear from you. He loves to fucking break people's balls, obviously. And, make sure that you fucking watch wrestling, motherfuckers. For myself, Tatum, that's Knowledge.
Peace out, people.
That's not what you say.
Yeah, but we can't say the other thing anymore.
Oh, shit, yeah. Fuck.
Peace out, pro wrestling. I don't know.
People?
I'll come up with something for next week.
Danny! Do something.